Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
This is the Slate, presented by VIP Play.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
I should explain to you exactly what it is that I do.
This is like the luck of the Irish, only I'm not Irish.
Changing 500. I think I want my money back.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Welcome in, live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's the Slate, presented by VIP Play with John Reed and Tyler Barbaras. I'm William Pattison. We appreciate you listening along with us on this Monday evening. Plenty to cover over the next hour in the gambling world. We'll begin with our About This Weekend, recapping our best bets from over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we'll get into tonight's slate as we've got some action in the MLB with Tyler's ticket, as well as Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Some great betting analysis on both of those. And then, as always, we'll have our best bets at the end of the show. We'll welcome the rest of the crew, beginning with John. John, how are you, and how was your weekend?
Hello, beautiful Monday. Doing well. Hope you are as well. A little redundant, but here we are, ready to start the week with 2 of my best friends in the whole world.
Oh, that is too nice. You're too kind, John.
Yeah, no, I'm in a group chat right now with my boys, just making some plans.
What does that mean?
Why don't
See,
we have
I
a group
set
chat?
you guys up thinking that you were my
okay.
2 best friends, but
Yeah.
I was saying I had a group chat. Either way,
Yeah.
disregard.
Yeah, well, I was
don't
about to
wanna
say
hang out
I didn't
with
get
you.
it. I was about to say I didn't get a text. So,
Yeah, not very quick on the uptake, are we, boys?
well, we usually don't enter the show talking about your private text messages.
Well, that was the joke. There is no private text
Oh,
message.
because you don't have any friends. Oh, I see where it was.
look at that.
The aha moment.
I've got plenty of friends.
Okay, you know what?
I'm
Okay,
very popular.
okay, we got it. We got
Class president, 3 out of 4 years.
it. Okay, all right. Look,
Many people like me.
you sent out a cast. I nibbled a little bit, and then I recast it, and this time I got you.
That's not how fishing works. Because you nibbled a little bit, that implies that you would be a fish. So how would the fish then in
Well, then,
turn
all right,
throw
well,
out his own cast? Have you ever fished before?
I have, actually.
Are you a mermaid? Are you in the water with like your own
Actually,
fishing hook?
I'll tell you what, I had a great fishing trip about two months ago. I did plenty of fish. Cooked it up too. I know how to fish. Tyler, how are you on this Monday?
I'm good. Happy to be here. Kind of a hectic start to the show already, but we'll dial it back a notch. Hopefully talk some sports, what happened over the weekend. Hopefully, if we ever get there. I hope we'll get there.
We'll get there, folks. We'll get there.
But yeah, I'm feeling good. Got some picks. It's a new week. Had my first week with the slate last week. This is week 2, so feeling a lot more comfortable behind this big bored here doing production stuff. So,
Yeah.
I feel good. Got the first week under my belt. Ready to keep rolling.
All right, good deal. Well, let's get into the action about this weekend. We'll give our recaps, beginning with Game 4 of the NBA Finals on Friday. I told you Thunder -6, the under 228, Alex Caruso over 12.5 points and assists, and Miles Turner over 13.5 points, and it resulted in another 3-1 night. Back-to-back 3-1 performances for me in the NBA Finals.
Snaps for William.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Miles Turner, the only one that did not hit. He finished with 11 points, was just a couple of give-me shots short of cashing that 13.5 and having a clean sweep. But Alex Caruso was really impactful in the first half, had a couple of big threes. And when you have a combined 12.5 points and assists total, if Caruso was able to score, it was going to be a pretty easy cash, and that's exactly what it was. The Thunder -6, a little sweaty there. Really, throughout the game, the Pacers looked like they were going to walk away and win this one outright, but the Thunder had a very, very strong fourth quarter. And the final seconds, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit a couple of free throws to extend that lead above 6, so we cashed that one in the under. It's kind of been a cash cow in this series. Now, I kind of feel like it's going in a different direction tonight, but the under cashes once again 3-1 for me on Friday. John, your recap.
My recap was the Pacers felt like the right side for 47 minutes of the game. The problem is the game is 48 minutes long, and the Pacers could not get to the finish line. Alex Caruso, though, I mean, like he was scoring in a variety of ways. Like he was the Thunder's second best player, I thought, on Friday night, only trailing the league MVP. But Caruso was down there putting, putbacks in, getting big offensive rebounds, coming up with big plays. A really impactful, 30 minutes, another game. And I go back to what we said in Game 2. If Alex Caruso is going to score 20 points, the Thunder are going to win a championship. And he scored 20 points again. He was awesome in that game and was really effective. 5 steals. He carried them, and for the Pacers, on the Pacers side, they couldn't really get a star performance from anybody. Obi Toppin tried. Miles Turner couldn't cash, couldn't hit a damn three. Nembhard not able to provide a scoring punch for them, neither is Nesmith. My guy, Benedict Mathurin, looked like, 3 missed free throws down the stretch to kill his over. The guy couldn't make a clutch free throw and only played 14 minutes, which was surprising. So I will say, the Pacers' first half team total cashed as well as the first half total. But again, in the fourth quarter, it came to a screeching halt where you had a team just not be able to score enough points. In Game 3, it was the Thunder getting held to 20 points in the fourth quarter. In Game 4, it was the Pacers who scored only 17, including a 3.5-4-minute drought to end that game. That was the difference in the game, and really, when you look back on it in a couple of days, it might be the difference between the Pacers winning an NBA championship or not. Would be pretty tough as a Pacers fan to get over that loss. They had it. They were up 4 with 3:20 left, and then proceeded to get outscored. I believe it'd be a quick. Was it what did I say? It was 103-99, and then the next thing you knew, it was 108-103. And then, of course, a final score of 111-104. So that would be a 12-1 run down the stretch where the Pacers just could not muster up any offense, missing free throws, missing shots, only 1 point in the final 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. So none of my Pacers bets that were on record officially cashed. Again, I gave you the team total over in the first half and the combined over in the first half, but that was about all I got right in that game.
Tyler, your recap from Tyler's Ticking. You also had a little bit of action on the NBA game as well.
Yeah, I had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 7.5 free throws made. He ended up going 10 for 10.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good read on my part. I thought he was going to be physical, really attack the basket. And you saw that his usage rate wasn't, necessarily very high through the first through the first 36 minutes of this game. And then in the fourth quarter, he just took over. he was so relentless getting to the basket. And then when he did get those fouls and when he got to the free throw line, he was knocking them down. So that was a pretty good read on my part. My other MLB bets did not do too good. The Nerfy, once again, this is back-to-back Nerfies that have missed by 1 out. There were 5 outs recorded, and then there was a double, 2-out double by the Royals, and then from there the floodgates open, and I think Kansas City put up 2 or 3 runs with 2 outs.
That's the problem with the Nerfy. You're going up against the top of the lineup. You got to go up against the good guys. A little bitty shout out to the money monster as Lou Dort did hit the first basket. He said to sprinkle 10-1. SGA was the official pick at 5-1, but said, maybe sprinkle a little on Lou Dort at 10-1. So there's value there. I do think there's value there this series as the Thunder keep winning the opening tip, and they just win every opening tip. Chet Holmgren gets it, and the Thunder are getting a first shot. How do you feel, William, as we look towards the rest of the series? Do you agree with what I'm saying, that the Pacers blew their chance to win the series, because now it feels like a tall task that the Pacers are going to beat this team 2 out of the next 3? Yeah, when you look at those future odds provided by VIP Play, the Thunder minus 560 to win the series. The Pacers now at plus 400. The interesting part of this, I was looking on VIP Play in the middle of the fourth quarter on Friday night when the Pacers were up, and the Pacers were at minus 110 to win the NBA Finals. The Thunder were still at minus 120. So they were still the slight favorite, but the books had finally given the Pacers some credit, and what a jump from the middle of the fourth quarter at minus 110 to now plus 400. I think the bookmakers are saying and seeing the same thing we are. Look, 2 games in Oklahoma City, and now it is a best-of-3 series. It felt like the kill shot was there for the Pacers taking in the final moments, really in that fourth quarter. If they had just played a better fourth quarter, had not allowed guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to get activated where he had 11 points in the final frame, then this is a totally different series, and the Pacers just have to win 1 out of their next 3. Now, having to win 2 out of your next 3, and 2 games are on the road, it's a really, really tough path. We've never seen a team really be able to do that in the NBA Finals before. Well, I mean, like LeBron, when he was down 3-1, had to go on the road and win 2 games in Golden State, which was a really tough environment. Oklahoma City, a really tough environment as well. It's really tough to get 2 wins when 2 games are on the road in your last 3. So I feel like the Pacers kind of blew their chance, but they have proven us wrong all series long, all season long, that you can never count this team out. So maybe they have some late-game heroics, in their back pocket once again. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen what the price would have been had the Pacers hung on, because I didn't agree with the narrative that it was a must-win game for either team. Now, the Pacers, I think, needed to win it more. That's what happens when you're the underdog. But the Thunder being down 3-1, I think I would have still liked their chances of winning 3 in a row, with 2 of those games being at home. So I think we could have had a nice opportunity at like plus 190, plus 220, something like that, to get the Thunder. But, of course, we didn't get that opportunity because Scott Foster and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got him to the finish line. The extender did what he needed to do. Some of those calls down the stretch felt pretty egregious. The SGA push-off into a clear travel on the go-ahead buckets, that's one that will replay in my head nonstop if I was a Pacers fan, or if you lost money on the Pacers.
That was just some absurd body control, though.
It was great body control, but it was also a great push-off and a great 4 steps.
I think it was the one that got shoved a little bit, but with Shai, it is pretty controversial because he does do that little chicken wing flare with his right arm, and he gets away with it most of the time, but I guess that's just what happens when you're that caliber of a player that Shai is.
One thing I'll say about that fourth quarter, and I know I gave Mark Daigneault a lot of criticism over the last couple of days, especially after what I thought was a big blunder in Game 3. Daigneault found a way to get Andrew Nembhard off of SGA, and they attacked the hell out of Aaron Nesmith in those final moments in the fourth quarter, and it worked.
He fouled out, didn't he?
I mean, yeah, Nesmith was he was struggling to stay in front of SGA, and there was maybe a little bit of a bow or a travel here or there, But
yeah, just a little bow and a travel
okay,
on the go-ahead shot. Yeah, who cares?
Okay.
Yeah, just a little travel.
Okay, look.
If that was your team, or if you're on that side,
I get it. But
as someone who had the Thunder -6, I'm sure you're like, that's fine. Imagine how Utah Jazz fans, feel seeing Michael Jordan push off Brian Russell. 20 years later.
That wasn't a push-off.
That was a push-off. That's a textbook push-off.
That was
a textbook push-off.
There's a difference between body control and a clear shove.
That's called a superstar call is what it's called. Michael Jordan made a whole career off of getting the benefit of the whistle, just like SGA is, and that's fine. But if I'm a Pacers fan...
That's what happens when you make the league money.
Michael Jordan, yes. I don't know how much money SGA is making them, but I will say he's a bigger star than Aaron Nesmith, so he's going to get that call. But if I'm a Pacers fan, man, that's one of those that's going to live with you the rest of your life if they end up losing this series.
I'm just glad that my GOAT does not have a play that defines his career as an offensive foul. My GOAT has an incredible block against Andre Iguodala. So I'll just put that out there. When we come back, we'll have Tyler's ticket, his best selections in the MLB tonight, and as well as our Game 5 NBA Finals analysis. Stay right here. It's the Slate, presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Online at fanrunradio.com and streaming on the free Fan Run Radio app. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
All right, back here on the Slate, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us, whether it be on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM or 1340 AM right here in Knoxville, Tennessee on the local dial, or on the X/YouTube live stream. However you're listening or watching, we do appreciate your time. Now time for Tyler's Ticket, presented by VIP Play. Go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus when you make your first bet of $5 or more. you'll get $100 instantly in bonus bets by using the code FANRUN. That's FANRUN in all caps to claim that bonus bet. And make sure you're keeping an eye out for new updates on the VIP Play app, as it will continue to upgrade features to make the betting experience a great one. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Want to point out the VIP Players Club sweepstakes. That drawing is coming to an end here in the next week or so. Every bet you make on VIP Play gets you entries into the VIP Players Club. You'll earn 1 entry per bet, 1 entry per dollar bet, and 10 times your entries on parlays and same-game parlays. The contest ends at the end of the month. They want you to get in, get some action, get registered for a big prize drawing. Everyone's a VIP on VIP Play. So go, if you download the app, again, use the promo code FANRUN, but put it to use and get registered for their Players Club sweepstakes.
And a couple of plays you could possibly play tonight may come from Tyler's ticket. Tyler, take it away.
So, first off, before I get to my picks, I got 3 on the slate today. 2 are MLB, and then I'll save 1 for the best bets because that's an NBA pick. Me being the MLB baseball guy out of this group, I feel like I have to report and talk a little bit about the massive blockbuster trade that happened 23 hours ago. That trade was third baseman, first baseman, DH, Rafael Devers, Silver Slugger, being traded to the San Francisco Giants in a deal that no one expected. A lot of people have compared this trade, and if you're not very familiar with the MLB landscape, it's kind of comparable to the Luka situation.
Really?
In a way that this player is a superstar. He was a franchise cornerstone. He's been there for so long. He's seen a lot of high moments, a lot of low moments, but he just got traded out of nowhere. It was shocking. There were a lot of contract disputes years ago, but they got an 8-year deal done. I believe in 2023. And then this previous season, the Red Sox signed Alex Bregman. He wanted to play third base, Devers' position. Devers wanted to play third. So over the past, I guess, 70, 80 games, there's been a lot of turmoil between Devers and the Red Sox, but it hasn't been open to the public until this notification hit. This return was very underwhelming for the Red Sox. It consists of 2 starting pitchers, 1 outfield prospect, and 1 other pitching prospect who probably won't see any sort of major league time. The return in this Rafael Devers deal for Boston was starting pitcher Jordan Hicks, starting pitcher James Harrison.
A poo-poo platter.
A poo-poo platter.
That was a poo-poo platter.
They did get James Tibbs, though, who, if you remember him from Florida State, he was a good ball player. He got drafted. He was the Giants' first-round pick last year.
Calling Devers Luka Doncic is pretty crazy.
I'm not calling him Luka.
Comparing him to Luka is
I'm
crazy.
calling the trades comparable.
They're
in
not
the way,
comparable. One guy's a top 5 player getting traded. The other's a guy that's never finished in the top 10 in MVP voting. Like, let's pump the brakes.
That's
a little
actually
bit.
Not true.
The Giants. It is true. Tell me the year he finished in the top 10 in MVP voting.
Well, for starters, it'll probably be this year. He has a 905 OPS.
You could
58 RBIs.
That's fun. He had that's fine if he has a 905 OPS right now. All you need to know is on VIP Play, the Giants get Rafael Devers. The Red Sox lose Rafael Devers.
Makes the Giants better.
One fan base is ready to riot and go crazy, and guess what, William? They're both plus 3,500 to win
odds.
the World Series right now.
I do think there's some
Luka
value,
Doncic.
though.
Did you find the year that Devers was top 10 MVP voting? Did you find
2019, his 3rd season, he had a 5.3 WAR, which means wins above replacement.
And he finished what in MVP voting, Tyler?
4th.
12th.
I'm looking at his
12th.
stats. No way he finished 12th.
Check the baseball reference page.
32
12th.
homers and 115 RBIs.
12th is what the voting
but
says.
You're telling me that a 30... All right, whatever. I'm not going to do this. I don't care. You were right. But
12th.
I'm not comparing Devers to Luka. I'm comparing these situations as to how they were franchise cornerstones and how they have been a massive, massive, massive part of their teams.
Do you see the way
Devers has been the best player. Anyways, I'll get to my picks. But this trade, I think, does make the Giants more favorable. It doesn't say in the odds yet because we haven't seen a game with Devers, but I do think Devers will improve, or he will really, really like hitting in Oracle Park. And I think the Giants, if they were to add another starting pitcher, that could be helpful. You could see them compete in that really, really tough NL West division.
Giants needed a boost in their offense. They're 15-1 to win the National League. Maybe worth a flyer, but probably not. Plus 850 to catch the Dodgers for the division. But let's get to the picks. Let's get to the picks. Let's go. Let's go.
We're going to get to the picks right here.
Fourth. He tried to lie about it. That's crazy.
Oh, you're good. Tyler, go.
I thought he could have been fourth. Anyways, my first pick of the day is Yankees minus 1.5. That's around minus 110. The Yankees, they have Giancarlo Stanton back in their lineup today.
Yeah.
Big righty bat. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that Stanton's going to hit 2 home runs and absolutely mash the ball because I don't know what type of Stanton we're getting post-injury. But I do think that does add a lot of thump into their lineup. You bat him 4th, 5th, where he usually is. He can drive in a couple runs. He hits the baseball insanely hard. So I think that is just a good indicator of giving that point spread to the Yankees. Yankees also have Clark Schmidt pitching, who, against right-handed pitching this season, has a .551 OPS. And the Angels, who their opponent is, they have a lot of right-handed hitters. Their best hitters are right-handed. Mike Trout, Joe Adell, Taylor Ward, Zach Neto. I think those guys are really, really going to struggle. The Yankees also did just get swept by the Red Sox, ironically, in Fenway. They're looking for a dominant win against an Angels team who just got swept in Baltimore. Angels are playing this game in New York after playing in Baltimore yesterday, so it's a lot of that West Coast, East Coast travel. I don't think they're going to come out and play a good game. I really like the Yankees here at minus 1.5 at pick-em odds, essentially. That's my first play. And now, going off what I just said about a pick-em, this game is a pick-em. It's the Baltimore Orioles versus the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm a Baltimore Orioles fan, but there's no bias in this pick. I'm really, really confident in the Orioles today. They're minus 110, straight on the money line. They got Zach Eflin on the bump today, who actually got traded from the Tampa Bay Rays at last year's trade deadline. He has been fantastic as a Baltimore Oriole. Eflin has a 3 ERA flat against AL East teams this season with a 3-2 record in 6 games started. He's also 4-0 in 5 games starting in road games this season, which is a good indicator that he does find a lot of success in those ballparks that he isn't fully comfortable with. He's just a really good pitcher that gets a lot of ground balls. Last year when he faced Tampa Bay, after he got traded from that ball club, he pitched 7 innings of 1-run ball. The Rays lineup has been shifted around a little bit. Guys came in, guys left, but I do think this Rays core for the most part is the same, and I think Eflin can have a lot of success here. The Orioles, they're also pretty hot right now. Winners of 14 out of their last 20 games. They really, really need this win if they want to climb back into the wild card standings. And then my final point, the Rays are pitching Ryan Pepio, who at home has a 3.57 ERA and a 2-3 record, which is significantly worse. Why am I getting my W's mixed up? But his 3.57 ERA at home is significantly worse than his 2.83 ERA on the road this season. I do expect those minor league ballpark dimensions to play a role in that. So to recap, I got Yankees minus 1.5 at minus 110 odds. Then you also have Orioles money line at minus 110 odds as well. The Orioles game starts at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time, and the Yankees game starts at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So you have about 30 minutes to get that Yankees bet in and about an hour to get in that Orioles bet. And then I'll come with my final NBA pick tonight during Best Bets.
Christian Moore hitless over the weekend. He is minus 115 to get his first hit tonight against the Yankees in that game.
I could see it. He does hit right-handed pitching really well. We saw that last year at Tennessee. We saw it in the minor leagues this year when he's just completely shot up that farm system.
Surely he's just not going to go hitless. At some point, he's going to get a damn hit. At some point, he's too good to not get a hit. That's really what it boils down to me with Tyler. He's not going to go 0 for his whole career.
No.
He's going to get a hit eventually.
If you just keep on betting it.
Eventually.
Roll over a home run.
Yeah, eventually.
He's playing in Yankee Stadium,
That's
which
true.
is a Mickey Mouse ballpark. Semo's got that opposite field power. He can hit one to those bleacher seats.
Plus 265 over 1.5 bases if you want to try to get some of that back from the weekend. All right, let's switch gears, William. I know you want to talk some hoops.
All right, we'll switch gears over to the NBA. As for much of this year's NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers have been the team making comebacks. In Friday's Game 4, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder that came back from a double-digit deficit in the second half to get a win. With the series now tied 2 apiece and returning to Oklahoma, the Thunder are massive favorites to win what has now become a best-of-3 series. And we look at the odds for tonight, provided by VIP Play. The money line, Oklahoma City, minus 420. The Pacers, plus 325. The Thunder are 9.5-point favorites. The total, 224.5. We'll begin with the spread and total. John, which side are you leaning tonight?
It feels like I thought the Thunder were going what I thought the Thunder were going to do to the Nuggets in Game 5. 2-2 series, back at home, should have this, the super energy on your side. The road team should be a little deflated. I thought the Thunder were going to kill the Nuggets in that game. I backed them heavily. They did not. They struggled in that game and ended up having to win a close one. I feel like that game tonight is going to be more like I thought the other game was going to be. I think the Thunder are going to roll them tonight if I was going to pick a side. Now, they have let me down before in the past when I think that, so I've kind of given up on trying to figure out what the Thunder are going to do.
I'll lay out some trends real quick, as I always do, and these are provided by Action Labs at Action Network. Teams tied 2-2 in the finals as home favorites coming off a Game 4 win, tied the series in Game 4, are 5-1 straight up and 4-2 against the spread. After round 1, those teams are 16-4 and 12-8 against the spread. So you get the finals and you also get the full playoff picture. 1 seeds in a tied series in Game 5 are 26-10 straight up, but just 16-20 against the spread. 1 seeds as home favorites in the finals, 32-15 straight up, 24-21-2 against the spread. So the trends tonight are leaning towards taking the Thunder minus 9.5. And I do think it's a lot of points, but I feel like you have to respect what the market is telling you and that it's kind of banking on teams and banking on people taking the Pacers at plus 9.5. Oh my gosh, this series is tied 2 apiece. The Pacers have continued to stay within arm's length throughout these games. Surely the Pacers plus 9.5 is just too many points, as the kids would say. But I look at the Thunder minus 9.5 as the best play tonight because what I saw in the fourth quarter was a great adjustment from Mark Daigneault, who I think has been outcoached for much of this series by the veteran Rick Carlisle, but he made the adjustment to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in space and have a matchup that he can win every single time. Now, there are a lot of chess moves throughout this series, but that one was really impactful, and the Thunder were able to mask a double-digit deficit and come back with SGA being that aggressive player. So I think that the Thunder are the better team still in this series like I thought coming into it. Are they 9.5 points better tonight? I say yes. I think they come out and maybe not steamroll them, but I think this is a comfortable victory for the Thunder. And as we always say, role players play well at home. I look for guys like Chet Holmgren to be a little bit more involved tonight as they have gone away from the small ball lineups. We'll see more of Chet. We'll see more of Hartenstein. We'll see other guys like Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins step up and play well at home. I think the Thunder, 9.5, the best play for tonight in terms of the spread. Tyler, any side for you in this one?
Right now, I'm kind of split. I also want to say that this has been my favorite NBA Finals since 2021 with the Bucks and the Suns. It's just been the energy's been there on both sides, both teams. But right now, for me, I'm probably going to go with the under again, 244.5 at minus 115 odds. I just think Oklahoma City really, really has a chance just to come out and absolutely stomp them at home. And we've seen we've seen them do this in really, really big, crucial home games throughout the whole playoffs, going back to, Denver when they beat them by, 25-30 in that Game 7 at home. I've always said it, the Thunder significantly the better team, but it's really hard with this Pacers squad. So I probably am leaning with the under more than the spread at 9.5, only because I feel like if the Thunder do win, the Pacers, or if the Thunder do blow the Pacers out, the Pacers, I don't think, eclipse more than 100, 105 points. So I think that's where I'm going, like a 115-95 type score.
John, when you look at the total, what do you side with there?
It's a tale of two halves. Neither team has been able to really put together full halves. If we think it's going to be a blowout, does that mean the Thunder get to 130 or 140 points? Because if you think it's going to be a blowout, that implies that the gap's going to be 20, 25 points, 30 points. And maybe the Pacers, kind of take their foot off the gas and kind of wave the white flag. So I'd probably lean towards under, but I don't have a strong play there. It feels like the Pacers are going to have to hit a bunch of threes tonight. And I don't know who on their team right now I feel confident with shooting threes besides Tyrese Halliburton. But it's almost like he can't even get his own shot off sometimes without being, just 4 feet kind of forcing the issue. It's not like anybody's creating for him and giving him, open catch and shoot looks.
I don't particularly think tonight's going to be a blowout, but I think it's going to be just enough to keep the Pacers without a striking distance. I look at tonight as a 10, 11, 12-point win for the Thunder, and where that 9.5 is something that's maybe decided in the final kind of garbage time minutes, or in the final 2 minutes, the Pacers empty their bench, Thunder empty their bench, and you've got to kind of rely on some role players to either save you from that spread line, or they end up losing it for you. But I look at 10, 11, 12. I want to go over tonight because I've gone under 3 games in a row, and it has been a cash cow in this series, but they have finally adjusted to 224.5 now, which is significantly lower than we saw in Game 1, significantly lower than we've seen throughout this this series. 224.5 is telling me that they're trying to get people to bite on this under. And as big of a bet as the over has been in almost every game, and it is once again tonight, 84% of tickets, 85% of money on the over. I kind of lean the over tonight because I feel like the Thunder are going to have one of those home games where they just are on fire. They're able to connect on a lot of things, but the Pacers have been a team throughout this postseason that can stay within striking distance enough to keep it competitive. And I feel like if you get that type of game tonight, that over will cash. I'm going the over tonight, 224.5. Tyler, any side here?
Yeah, sticking with the under here.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, William, it's kind of been a wagon here in this series, especially at home. I think the Thunder dial it up a notch. They get to a level that we haven't seen from them yet in these NBA Finals. I think just with having Jalen Williams and Caruso, Dort, Cason Wallace, Chet, Hartenstein, they can really go on one of those patented 20-2 runs out of nowhere in the third quarter, second quarter, just blow this game open. And then from there, they kind of control the possession, offensive rebounds, I think are going to help. Shea, I think, is still going to really, really try and be aggressive, get to that free throw line where he had so much success in that fourth quarter of Game 4. I think you're kind of going to see the blueprint be similar to that fourth quarter here throughout the whole 48 minutes in Game 5. Really excited, though, for this matchup.
All right, now for the props, and I've got 2 tonight. I'll begin with one, and I'll pass it along and wrap it up with my final one. I'm going to begin with Miles Turner over 15.5 points and assists. Now, I went to the well. Hold on. I went to the well in Game 4, and I was a couple of points short. Now, if I had the assist, I think I would have been at that number. Now, is it 14.5 earlier in the day? I would have liked that number, but it has since risen up to 15.5. And I'm not going to be cheap and try to take a minus 130 as my best bet, so I'll get you at minus 112 at 15.5. But over the last 2 games, Miles Turner has shot 6 of 21. The volume is there, and it's similar logic to why I told you Jalen Williams overs and Pascal Siakam overs in Game 3, because the volume was there for the first 2 games of the series, Game 1 and Game 2. Shots just weren't falling. Miles Turner is going to get opportunities, especially in the pick and roll as they continue to blitz Tyrese Halliburton and press up on him on the perimeter a little bit more often. Miles Turner's going to have the opportunities. Now, he's got to hit them to go over that points and assists total, but I like the volume. It's there. 6 of 21 the last 2 games. If he's able to just hit his shots tonight and you add in the assist, off the screens, I feel like 15.5 is achievable. I had 13.5 points straight up. Straight up last time, and we were just a couple of points short. You throw the assist in there, surely Miles Turner can make a couple tonight. That's one of my props, John. Any for you tonight?
I am going towards a couple things here. And at a certain point, I just got to pay respect to Alex Caruso. I think he is worthy of getting a respect bets for over 10.5 points. He's done that in 3 of the 4 games. He's exploded for 20 in 2 of the last 3 games. He had 11 in game 1, 20 in game 2, 8 in game 3, 20 in game 4. Feels like his minutes have gone up, from the Minnesota series. He is consistently in the 28 to 30-minute range here in this series versus last couple rounds where he was in the mid-20s to low 20s. I think that's a big deal. I think he is someone who has, obviously, championship experience from his time next to LeBron with the Lakers. He is someone who is playing well, who matches up well. It's not like the Pacers can really punish him size-wise because he can match up with bigger guys, but he can also easily sit out there with Nembhard and Nesmith and those guys and play defense. I think Caruso just kind of crashing the boards, getting a couple putbacks, being aggressive, getting a couple fast breaks himself. I like his over 10.5. And then, one that we can get some plus money on if you're looking for a prop that has a little bit of, I believe it was plus 180 when I saw it. Tyrese Halliburton, over 2 steals. I feel like he has been very aggressive in the passing lanes. I feel like he has been trying to play good defense. They've been trying to pressure some of the ball handlers from Oklahoma City. If you look at, just the last recent trends, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the last 9 games, he's gotten at least 2 steals on. So, I'll take a flyer, again, getting him at plus money, almost 2-to-1 odds for him to do it again. I like a little sprinkle there as well.
Yeah, I really, really like Chet Holmgren today in this matchup. He had 15 rebounds on 20 chances in Game 4. He also shot 0 for 7 from 3 in their last 2 games in Games 3 and 4, and I think he can make a couple today. My pick is over 24.5 points and rebounds from Chet, and I also do really like his plus 500 to make the first field goal. It's not any absurd value like Lou Dort at plus 1,100 or nothing like that, but I do think they're going to go to the well with Chet. They're going to look to be physical down low. And another reasoning behind my over 24.5 points and rebounds for Chet was the fact that he had a 25% usage rate in the first quarter. I kind of did some deep diving on this pick. I think the Pacers are going to focus, obviously, on SGA, but I think Chet is, going to have the ball in his hands a lot in these short roll situations at the free throw line. I also think Miles Turner is going to give him a little bit more space on that three-point line, considering that he hasn't made a 3 in, 2 games. So I think Chet at home, he's kind of due for one of those big performances where he really uplifts this Thunder team. Yeah, so my pick is Chet Holmgren over 24.5 points and rebounds.
I like that pick a lot, Tyler, and I'm also going to Chet Holmgren over 25.5 points and rebounds when he has played more than 30 minutes in this series, Game 3 and Game 4. He has stat lines of 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 14 points and 15 rebounds. So he's averaging 17.5 points and 12.5 rebounds in his last 2 games. I think the Thunder are going away from that small ball lineup to where you'll see Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein out there imposing their will on the glass, and I look for Holmgren to be involved offensively as well, playing at home as a scorer. So I look at this, 25.5 at minus 112 odds, a pretty strong side considering the minutes that he has gotten over these last 2 games. Dagnolt's saying, hey, I trust this guy. He's acclimated to the weather here in the finals, and I'm going to continue to play him. So just based off the minutes he's going to play, you're going to get a lot of opportunities. I'm going to back that tonight over 25.5 points and rebounds for Chet Holmgren. My final prop pick of the night. All right, any more analysis needed before we head to our best bet segment on the other side?
It's one of these things where these teams have seen each other, 4 times now. There's going to be chess moves made early in the series, but I feel like now the teams kind of are what they are, and outside of a couple extra minutes to players here and there, it's just whether or not guys are going to hit shots and who is able to execute the game plans more. And I feel like the home crowd is going to make a big difference for the Thunder tonight. I feel like you're starting to see, like it almost felt like you got to the end of Game 4 and a couple guys on the Pacers and some people in the crowd started thinking, wait a second, we're about to be up 3-1 in the finals. Are we really about to do this? And then they completely started tinkling down their legs and just kind of fell apart because the moment was too big for them. Maybe being on the road will be, good for them and will kind of bring them together and make them maybe like the crowd yelling at them will make them snap out of it and just play basketball versus, the nervous energy that was in there in Indianapolis. But I thought the moment looked too big for some of the Pacers, and I'm curious if that continues tonight.
All right, when we come back on the other side, it's our best bets of the night. Stay right here. It's the Slate presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It'll be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car. And as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-639-8620. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-639-8620. That's 1-800-639-8620.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
Citizens National Bank. We make it easy to save money. Get access to thousands of discounts on shopping, dining, and travel with the C&B Plus Perks account. It's a powerful new way to save money with roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft protection, and credit monitoring. Banking at C&B has its perks. Call or stop by a branch for more details.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
All right, back here on the Slate, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us. Right before we get into our best bets, let me tell you about the VIP Players Club sweepstakes. Every bet you make on VIP Play gets you entries into the VIP Players Club sweepstakes. You'll earn one entry per bet, one entry per dollar bet, and 10 times your entries on parlays and same-game parlays. Initial contest ends June 30th. Subsequent contest will be monthly. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. You must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. And we've got some good selections tonight if you want to get involved in that sweepstakes. I'll begin with my 4 best bets, as we talked about in the previous segment. Thunder minus 9.5. I expect some home cooking tonight, and the spread is telling me that the bookmakers are respecting this Thunder team tonight at home, and I'm going to back that. The over 224.5 in this Game 5 matchup as well. The under has been a cash cow, but I feel like the Thunder are going to have a big offensive performance where some of these role players are able to catch fire and play well in front of their home crowd. I look at the over tonight, 224.5. Finally, 2 props. Chet Holmgren, 25.5 points and rebounds. He's been really, really strong over the last 2 games in extended minutes, averaging 36 minutes a night. You're going to get some opportunities here, and I'm backing that tonight. Finally, Miles Turner, 15.5 points and assists. Kind of gross, but again, I am backing the fact that the opportunities have been there. 6 of 21 over his last 2 games. If he's just able to hit a couple of shots, this one shouldn't be that hard. My 4 best bets tonight.
You know, I think it is kind of weird, though, to bet on 2 guys who are going to be guarding each other, which is why I'm not on the Miles Turner train. But I feel like it definitely can happen. I just don't know. Miles Turner hasn't really been that much of a wagon.
Well, he's not, but the volume is there, and I like the minutes that Holmgren's getting, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, someone's got to match up against him. I guess that's right. But I also got Chet Holmgren over 25.5 points and rebounds. I really like his usage rate in Game 4. I think he's going to have a lot more chances to step out on that perimeter, make some shots out there. Even if he hits 1 or 2, that'll really, really inflate that points total, and then I think he'll have the opportunities there for rebounds. Then going to my 2 MLB picks, I got Orioles moneyline at minus 110. I really, really like the matchup that the Orioles have today against Ryan Pepio. They've had a lot of success against him recently over the past year and a half. They have like a 305 batting average against him. They've really attacked him well, and he also really likes Zach Eflin on the mound for the O's today. Then my final MLB pick is Yankees minus 1.5, and that game starts in about 12 minutes, so get that pick, and that's at minus 110. I really like the pitching matchup for Clark Schmidt here against a right-handed, reliant Los Angeles Angels lineup with all these guys in Mike Trout, Zach Neto, Joe Adell, Taylor Ward, Christian Moore even. I think that Clark Schmidt, who has a 551 OPS versus right-handed hitters this season, he's really going to feast. And the Yankees getting Stanton back, going back home after being swept by the Red Sox. I like the momentum that they can possibly gain back in this Game 1 of the series against the Angels. Those are my 3 picks.
All right, Johnny boy.
I need some winners. I need to get on the train here. We need to get a couple wins here. Alex Caruso over 10.5 points. I think his minutes are up. I think his scoring, he's been more aggressive to do it. I'll take him to score over 10.5 points. I already told you Tyrese Halliburton over 1.5 steals at plus 180. Kind of feels like if it hits, I should get 2 wins for that since it's damn near 2-1.
I'll give you 2 wins for it, John.
But and then I like a little 2-team parlay. You get you minus 115. We struck out on this on Friday, but I'm going back to try to find me 2 things I want to put together. I really jinxed Jalen Williams' assists, by the way. The last 2 games, the guy, I can't get any damn assists. He was on a tear for over a month, and then I jinxed him. But I like Chet Holmgren to score 10 points. 10 points, only 10 points. He's been doing that. His number is set to be much higher. But give me him to score only 10 points, parlayed with Tyrese Halliburton to get 2 stocks. Stocks are steals and blocks combined. So I told you I like the 2 steals already, but I want to leave myself a little wiggle room there in case Halliburton goes and grabs a block. He's been averaging 1 per game this series to go along with his 1.5 steals. So I want a little insurance there. That parlay together comes out to minus 115. Halliburton over the last 2 series, so the finals and then the Eastern Conference Finals, averaging 2.8 stocks per game essentially, or right under 2, right under like 2.65. We'll call it 2.65. So he's been doing it. He's been playing some pretty good defense. And I think he's going to have to do that again tonight. So that's my favorite 3 bets there.
No Nerfies tonight, but we do have some stocks. And that's going to wrap it up for a Monday edition of The Slate presented by VIP Play. For John Reed, Tyler Barbaras, I'm William Pattison. Best of luck to everyone at the table. And we'll see you same time tomorrow, 6 to 7, right here on Fan Run Radio.
Planning for spring at Lowe's means big savings on outdoor power equipment, and Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Buy 1 select Ego string trimmer, leaf blower, or mower kit. Get 1 select 56-volt battery free. That's up to a $299 value. Power through spring with Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 4/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Ratings were less than half